Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Mariya. This channel is about spirituality. Please subscribe below so we can be YouTube friends. This is my January 2026 energy update. In this video, we're going to talk about the up-and-coming energies of January. We're going to talk about the blessings. We're going to talk about the challenges. We're going to talk about all of the things you should expect. Towards the end of the video, you're going to get a personalized reading from me by picking one of the 3 objects to make sure that it's fully bespoke to you and your upcoming January. Before we dive in, you guys, I have exciting news. Okay. At the very beginning of January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I am launching my first ever meditation challenge. I thought, new year, new us, what better time to start meditating, to start taking care of our mental landscape, our energy landscape. And so I have come up with 3 meditations specifically for you guys that I think are perfect to start the new year. So on January 1st, we're going to kick off with the Portal of 111 meditation. Really special, you guys. We have a very special portal coming up. On January 2nd, we're going to have a meditation around the theme of thorns and roses, which is going to help you close 2025 in style to make sure there are no residual things, no loose ends, and so we can properly say goodbye to 2025. And on January 3rd, we're going to dive into the proper alignment for 2026 for the entire year to make sure that you're flowing smoothly. If you are interested in joining me for this meditation challenge, it's in the One Mother app, and it's available on Android as well as on iOS. All right, you guys. So excited for this challenge. I'm also excited for January. Are you ready to dive in? I hope that you are. Okay. The first thing that my guides showed me about the month of January is this very beautiful swan bird with all of her fluffy white feathers just floating down a peaceful lake. And I literally took a sigh of relief. I was like, oh, thank God I have some good news to share with a crew over here. January is going to start really, really easy, you guys. Now, 2026 is going to be a very intense year. More on that in my later videos. Please stay tuned. January, though, is at least the first 2 weeks feels like a respite. It feels very relaxing. Sometimes when I read the energies of the month, I do pay attention to the numerology. January, of course, is number 1. However, the numerology of 2026 is also 1. So adding these 2 together, we have 2. 2 is a divine feminine number. 2 is one of the numbers of the Divine Mother. And so the beginning of January feels very warm and fluffy, and it feels like we're being given a warm, this feathery hug from the mother. And you're going to feel very held. You're going to feel like you want to withdraw within a little bit. It's not going to be a very active start to the month. It is really perfect for self-care, for healing, for giving yourself a little breather, frankly. And oh my God, I'm really, really so happy because finally we get to actually relax during the winter. It is so special for me because sometimes I feel like Januaries are all over the map energetically, and this January is very even kilted. It's really good for relationships, especially nurturing the relationships that you already have. It's very special for relationships with your parents, in particular, your mom and dad. So do give them a call, or more importantly, if you can, go visit them. It's kind of like the energies of January are creating this cocoon, this really warm space to share the memories from your childhood and maybe share some stories with your parents. So a lot of that family bonding time, really, really important. Sisterhood is coming front and center as well for the month of January, whether that is around deepening your relationship with your biological sister, or it could also denote you walking into a new sisterhood, a spiritual sisterhood, or finding a friendship that feels like a true sister. So some of these karmic sisterly bonds are being reignited in the month of January. It's also very, very beautiful. Overall, there's a lot of serenity coming through from the cosmos, a lot of introspective codes, not a lot of outward moving energies. Now, of course, we are going to have the portals, the portal of January 1st and the portal of January 11th. So January in general is a big month. There are a lot of energy streaming through, which you would expect because it starts an entire 9-year cycle, right? And because of that, it is going to be a very, very special January. Now, towards the middle and then all throughout the rest of the month, we are going to start experiencing the acceleration of pace. They're showing me somebody skating down or sledging down like an icy hill, if you will. And on the one hand, it's quite exciting. So the excitement is going to start picking up. The pace is going to start picking up. But there is some uncertainty. It's like we're skating into the unknown. And so because of that, I would say that one of the themes of the month of January is going to be surrender to the unknown. From some of you, the rug has recently been pulled out from under your feet. And it may feel uncomfortable to sled or to ski into the unknown. And please know, if that is you, that you have never been so held by the mother, that she has already rearranged all the puzzle pieces for you so that your life can realign to the proper timeline, to the proper outcomes. Let's look at the blessings of January. January is really, really good for introspection, for catching up on reading. Remember that book that you've told yourself you wanted to read, or if you really wanted to read? January is perfect for that. January is perfect for introducing new habits that have to do with your self-care routine. It's an amazing month to catch up on sleep. It's almost like the mother wants us to rest. The mother wants us to be in a little bit of a hibernation mode. The mother wants us to stay maybe indoors a little bit more in, under a warm plush blanket, drinking a cup of hot cocoa, and just really deepening our bonds with our closest people, our loved ones. That is very much the blessing of January. At the same time, another energy that is coming through is very creative. It's very playful, but it's effortlessly creative. It's a kind of creativity that you don't need to push really hard for. And it's not a kind of creativity that's going to take a lot of your resource. So it's almost like gentle creativity, if you can imagine that. And I really like that for things like poetry and arts and dance and really scrapbooking, they're showing me, and all manner of things that are making you happy. It is also, it's very Venusian too. And so some of you may have this desire to decorate, to beautify, to add certain beautiful touches to your living room or your kitchen or your bedroom. Lean into the Venusian energies, lean into the beauty. And one of the things that's actually a really, really good self-care tactic is buying living plants for yourself, or flowers, like even flower buds for yourself in the month of January, because the mother is really going to be in your space if that is the case, because the Divine Mother always comes through plants, especially the flowering kind. And so her presence is never too far away when you buy flowers. They're showing me that a lot of the blessings are going to be amplified by gratitude in the month of January. And they normally are. But if I were to suggest a very simple self-care practice that's really going to set you up for the successful 9 years ahead, I would offer you to start a gratitude journal and just every day list 3 things that you're absolutely grateful for. I remember when, before I had my spiritual awakening so many years ago, I was not always living a happy life. And I remember the first time I decided to proactively get myself a gratitude journal. And you guys, the before and after was pretty dramatic for me. I really rewired my brain to notice all of the good things about life instead of noticing all of the bad things. And it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. More good things started coming. And so it is very much the same attitude here. It's very much the same process that you're being invited on. What are the challenges of January? Well, I've already mentioned the uncertainty towards the middle and the end. You will have certain periods of heightened activity, so spikes in activity, specifically our brains, our mental spaces being rewired in the month of January to be able to receive some of the more sophisticated solar codes. Our crown chakras are being upgraded, not just in the month of January, in the month of February and March. So there will be times when it's almost like your head is buzzing, like too many thoughts. Not very prolonged periods, 2 to 3 spikes in the month of January. So if all of a sudden you start running too many thoughts, just go into the quiet space of meditation. You guys know the drill. It's nothing that hasn't been done before. But just expect that when there is heightened mental activity, you may experience these spikes of anxiety out of nowhere. But just remember, go back to that vision of a beautiful white swan floating down the lake. And the swan is not in a rush, and neither are you. And everything is already taken care of. Anxiety in the month of January is going to come through almost like this frequency of doubt, like you're doubting the universe, or you're doubting the people around you, you're doubting the happening, the subo, the happening, in a way, not the opposite of trust energy and the opposite of faith. So when you catch yourself doubting, when you catch yourself second guessing, just relax and breathe and know it's not you. It's the energies of the month. And really, it's through these periods of heightened anxiety that we actually get pushed towards more trust, towards more flow, towards more alignment. What else in terms of the challenges of the month? Not a lot. January is very, very pleasant. It's very water. It's very forgiving energetically. Not a lot of crazy upgrades outside of the 2 portal days. And so again, very gentle energies. And even the codes that are streaming down on January 1st and January 11th are very nurturing and kind in a way, and very enveloping instead of spiky. So again, let's prepare for a very beautiful January. Okay, are you guys ready for a personalized reading? Okay, it's going to be one of the 3 objects. Let's see what the universe wants to show us. The first one is the moon. Interesting. The first object is the moon. The second object is, interesting, a pearl necklace is the second object. And the third object is a pair of jeans, you guys. We got 2 items of clothing. Can you tell it's a Venusian month? All right, so pick the moon, the pearl necklace, or a pair of jeans. And let's try to not make it a gender exercise. Like if you're a guy and you're like, there's no way I'm picking pearl anything, think again, like listen to your heart and be open to what must come through. Okay, if you have selected the moon, that means that in the month of January, you are being invited to explore your relationship with your mother. Perhaps there are certain places or certain instances where you're not being attentive to her. Perhaps you are not being attentive to her needs. Perhaps there's not enough of you in her life. Perhaps there is something that you need to ask forgiveness for. And listen, I know that different people have different relationships with their mother. And I know some of you watching this have had a really hard time growing up with your mom, and perhaps you didn't feel loved by her. Perhaps she was harsh or abusive. And still, if you selected the moon, this is your gateway. It's your portal. January is your sign to try to reconnect, to try to spend more time with mom, maybe give her a gift. And really thinking back to that gratitude journal practice, right? All of the things in that journal that your mom did for you that actually made a positive impact in your life. Remember, we select our mothers for a reason. And sometimes when your mom comes as an adversary, it is because her job in your life is to make you stronger and to make you who you are. So keep that in mind. Also, if you have selected the moon, another facet of this is look at how you are either mothering yourself, or if you are a mother to your children, how you're mothering your children. Because there is something in that relationship that could be disbalanced. If this relates to your relationship with yourself, Have you even been mothering yourself? Have you been kind to yourself? Have you shown yourself compassion lately? Have you let yourself get away with something recently and skip the gym or do something else that is, call it out of character, that really made you happy? In the month of January, if you selected the moon, make it a point to mother yourself better. Be the version of the mother you wish you had. Or if you had an amazing mother, be that for yourself internally. If you're mothering your children, see where you perhaps have been too strict with them, where perhaps you wanted to have things your way a little bit too much, where you have been pushing the blanket towards your side of the bed a little bit, if that makes sense. Not that you sleep with your children, but unless they're very little, but you catch my drift. So where has there been too much of you and not enough of your kids in your relationship? That is the lesson of the moon for you. All right. The second one is a pearl necklace. In the month of January, you are being invited to adorn yourself, to really celebrate life. And that means putting on a beautiful item of clothing. Really, if you're a female, like really doing the hair, doing the nails, doing all the things, adorning yourself, really stepping into the Venusian energies. Even if you are staying indoors, this could be a very, very healing practice because all of us, regardless of our gender, have Venusian energies inside. Venusian energies are not only the energies of harmony and beauty. They are the energies of perfect balance. They are the energies of love. They are, from that perspective, very formative. And so it starts with adorning yourself. It starts with not just going through the motions, but in the month of January, make it a note to adorn yourself, to beautify yourself, to groom yourself, because you're looking to foster a better relationship with Venus. What does a better relationship with Venus do for you practically? A lot of different things. Venus gives you longevity. It really promotes a youthful appearance, if that is something that is of interest to you. Venus brings back that zest for life. It brings that joie de vivre. It really helps you enjoy, and it's almost like stop to smell the roses. That's the energy of Venus. And it is a very delectable stream of energy. So by inviting Venus in through adornment, you really invite all of the energies that I've just mentioned. Venus is also about abundance. She has that aplenty, right? So by inviting Venus in your life, you are inviting the energy of abundance. And by the way, if you have selected pearl necklace, it is because in 2026, more abundance is coming your way. So catch that. All right. The last but not least is a pair of jeans. If you have selected a pair of jeans, it is because the month of January for you is about practicality. And it is actually about minimalism. It is about cutting out the things that are perhaps in the way of you seeing the bigger picture. Your life has become too cluttered. And through all the clutter, it has become hard to see the bigger picture. It's almost like you got lost in the weeds a little bit. You got lost in the labyrinth. And there is a chance for you to step out of that. And the first thing that you're being invited to do in January is re-examine your habits, things that you do daily, right? Make a list and realize what are the things on that list that are really not necessary. What are the things that are taking away your energy? What are the things that are looking and appearing as busy work, right? That you just do on autopilot. Perhaps it's not necessary. So really re-examine, because the month of January for you is to find this opportunity for minimalism. Cut certain things out, reduce certain things, remove certain things. You don't have to do so much. And you realize that once you start removing things, once you start decluttering physically, emotionally, energetically, mentally, so much new space is being created for you, but all of the amazing things to come for you in 2026. It is a beautiful January. It's a fantastic start of the year. I sincerely hope that you guys join me on the One Mother app for the beginning of the year meditation challenge. And for those of you that are looking to come see me in person in Sedona. The tickets are going fast, and it's going to be a fantastic experience. For those of you that have not heard that I have an event up and coming in Sedona, it's going to happen in March. We're meeting for 2 days in person, 2 full days of me channeling, taking you on journeys. The event is all about rebirth, a spiritual rebirth. So we're going to drop all of the things that are in the way of you living your most beautiful, your most aligned, your most on purpose life. And then we're going to get the activations. So we're going to talk to your guides. It's a channeled event like everything I do. 2 days in person in Sedona, in the land that is literally a convergence of ley lines. It is one of the most spiritually attuned places on the planet. And if Sedona has been calling your name, this is your chance. This is your opportunity to take Sedona up on her call. I'm sending you so much love. Big, warm virtual hug. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, loves.